Hey Python learners, in this video we will be discussing a certain set of questions based on the topics list, tuple, set and dictionary. This is the PDF we will be using and the link to download this PDF is given in the description. So let's get started with the very first question. First question is to write a Python program that will ask you to input a list of integers on a single line and will print the sum of all numbers present in the list. So it is asked to input a list of integers on a single line. So let us start first question. So to input the integers as list, first we will use input and inside it we will be writing the message. So we can use the test cases to see what message to be printed. So it's written input required list. So we'll write here input required list. So here we are taking the input, but the question says we need to input a list of integers on a single line. So for that, we need to split the input. That is, if we will take like 1 space 2 space 3, we will give the input like this. Then we need to split this into different elements in the list. That is 1 as the first element, 2 as the second element, 3 as the third element. So for that we will use this split. Now it's also written in the question list of integers. So to make it integers, we will write here int. Now we will want every element of the list to be integer. So for that we will use map. So we will be writing it like this, map. Then here integer, comma input, then the message to be displayed, dot split. So let us give it the name mylist. So this will be stored in mylist. Now let's read the question further. It says to print the sum of all numbers present in the list. So that means we need to take every element from the list. So we will be writing for x in mylist, and here we can sum up all the elements. So we need to make one more variable named as sum. Sum is 0. Here, this is we have defined the variable before we are starting the for loop. Now here we will be writing sum is equals to sum plus x, or in short we can write sum plus is equal to x like this. And at the last we will print the sum. We have to print the sum after the for loop is completed so that the final sum is printed. If we will just tab here and we'll write this print sum inside the for loop, then after every element is summed, it will be printed. So it should not be inside the for loop. Now let us run and see if it's fine. Let us see the test cases. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will writing a 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 because we had used here split. So it has to be split by spaces. Now when we press enter, and we can see the sum is printed. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 plus 4 is 10. So this is printed. But if we want to give the input like this 1, 2, 3, 4, then what do we need to do is we need to use the double quotes, and inside it we will write a comma. So let us run this. Now when we'll write 1 space 2 spaces space 4 and run this, this shows error because it has to split only when a comma is shown. So let us run this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you press enter, then you can see the sum is printed. Alright, so this was all in the first question. Now let us just check the rest of the test cases as well. So the second one says minus 10 plus 10 and 1. So let us run this. Minus 10 plus 10, 0 and 1. So the answer here is 1 and here also the output should be 1. Let us see this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so let us run this. If you press enter, you can see 15 is our output and here also it is shown that 15 should be the output. So this was the first question. Now let us move ahead with the second question. So in the second question, it says to input a list of integers on a single line and will print a new list containing squares of all odd numbers present in the input list, maintaining the order of arrangement of elements in the input list. So what it says is, like, if you see the example, if we input this list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the output should be squares of all odd numbers. So odd numbers are 1, 3 and 5. So their square is 1, 9 and 25. So this should be printed as a list and the order of arrangement should not vary. That is, if 1 is coming before 3, then its square should also be before 3. It should not be like 9, 1, 25 or something like that. It should be in order. Alright, so first let us input the list. So we can copy this. This is to input the list. Now the next thing is we need to find the odd numbers from it. So we will take every element from the list. So for x in my list. And then we will check if it is odd or even. To check if it is even, it should be divisible by 2. So for odd, it should not be divisible by 2. So we'll write x and we'll check the remainder. So this is the modulo sign and by this we check the remainder. So when x is divided by 2 and if the remainder is not equal to 0, then we can say it's an odd number. So we just wrote this if condition that if the remainder is not equal to 0 when the number is divided by 2, then. So now we need to make one more variable, for example square, because here we need to square the numbers, square the odd numbers. So we'll write if it's an odd number, then square is equal to the square of the number. And as you can see here, it is printed in the list. So we need to add all the squares of the odd numbers as elements of the list. So for that we need to make one more list. So we can write a new list and here we can use new list dot append. Append is the method of a list to add the elements in the list. For more details, you can refer to my videos of Learn Python series, wherein I have discussed all the methods of list. Alright, so here we have appended or added this the value of this variable in the list we made, and at the last we need to print this new list. So let us see if this is working. So the numbers to be inputted are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the output is 1, 9, 25 as it is written here. Now let us check with these test cases also. So it says minus 10, 0, plus 10, 1, 9 and 2. So the output is 1, 81 and here also it is the same. Let us try the third one as well. 1, 2, 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3 and 5. And the output is 1, 9, 25 and here also the output is same. So this means our code is correct. Now let us move further. So the third question is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of strings and a tuple of integers. So this time we need to input the list as well as the tuple. The program should iterate over the list and append to a new list the result of concatenating each string with its corresponding integer from the tuple, repeating the tuple elements if necessary. Okay, so basically what we need to do in this question is we need to make input a list and a tuple, and then we need to take one element from the list and respectively from the tuple and concatenate both. That is, we will add both. So here like it is 1 and this is 4, so this is 14, this is 2, 5, 25, and so on like this. If you see the second test case, then it is dog, cat 4 and 5. So you can see dog 4 and cat 5 is the answer. So respectively we will just concatenate one element from the list and other from the tuple. So what many of us will think like, let us first comment this. Many of us will make this code like first we will import a list, so we can copy this or we can write again because this time integers are not required. So we'll just write list input, and here we will write enter numbers dot split. This bracket should be closed at the last. So first we have taken the input, then we have split it wherever the space will be there, and then we have converted it into a list. Okay, so this is our list. Now let us make one tuple as well. So for tuple, we can just name it numtup, and here instead of list we will just write tuple. Alright, so then the questions says to concatenate each of the elements, right, one by one. So you can see just 3 and 3, so the length of the elements are same here, and here also the length of the elements are same. So we can put the condition if length of num list is equal to length of numtup, then what we will do is we'll just concatenate both. So for that we can just write here n is length of num list. Here we will run the for loop. So for I in range n, and here we can take any variable, maybe a is 0, and we will concatenate this num list I plus numtup I, and then we will append this in a list. So we need to create a new list here, new list, and here we will append this variable as an element of the new list, and then we will print the new list. So what have we done is we just give a variable n as the length of the num list, and if the length of both the things are same, then this for loop will be running and will concatenate one element from the list and a tuple, and then we'll add it in the new list, and then we will print the new list. So let us run and see if this is fine. So it says invalid syntax for I in range n. Alright, if we put parentheses here, let's run this. So it says to enter number. So let us see 1, 2, and 3. Here's 4, 5, and 6. And you can see this is working. But let us see if this is working with other test cases or not. So this one is dog cat 4 and 5, dog cat 4 and 5. So this is working fine as well. But the problem will be when we will use the third test case. So let us see this. This is XYZ and this is 7, 8. So XYZ and 7, 8. Now you can see this is not printed, and this is why, because the length of the list and the tuples is different. So this is what most of us make the mistake in this program, that we use this condition to run the loop that if both the length are same or not. So our third test case got wrong here. Now we need to rectify this. So for this, we'll just read the question again carefully, and it's written to concatenate each string with its corresponding integer of the tuple, repeating the tuple elements if necessary. So we have written here the tuple, the length of the tuple is my bad. Here the tuple length is 2 and the list length is 3. So the length are not same, and that's why we need to repeat the tuple here, and so it's coming Z7 here. So we will be using the modulo operator to rectify this problem. Now let us just try comment this and write the correct code. So the correct code will be, we will input the tuple in the list, so that will be the same, of course. And we will have to make a new list so that we can append the elements there, and then it will print the new list. Let us calculate the length of num tup and the num list. So let it be m num tup, and we need to calculate for list as well. So n is length of num list. Now we will run the loop for the length of list. So for I in range n, and here we will use the modulo operator that calculates the remainder. So we have written j is I modulo m, and that means that j's value will be the remainder of I divided by m. And then we'll just append numList I and numTup j. We'll concatenate both and add it to the new list, and then we will print the new list. So what exactly is going on in this code is, like in this example, the length of list is 3 and tuple is 2. So n will be 3 and this m will be 2. Then I will go in the range 3, that is 0, 1 and 2. So at first I will be 0. Then if we say j, then j will be 0 divided by 2. So that will be 0. And when it comes here, new list dot append, so I is 0 right now and j is 0. So the very first element of both list and tuple will concatenate, and it will be added to our new list. After that, it will go to the for loop again. Now I will be 1. Here it will be 1 divided by 2. So 1 divided by 2, again the remainder will be 1. So j will be 1. Then numList 1 index and numtop 1 index. Both the elements will concatenate and will be added to the new list. Like this it will go, and I will be 2. Then 2 divided by 2 is again 1, and the remainder is 0. So it will see the element with second index in list and with 0 index in tuple. So in tuple 0 index is 7 and the second index element in list is z. So it will be z7 in the third element of the new list. So this is how this program will work. Now let us test it as well. So x, y, z 7, 8. So you can see it's going correct. Let us try with something A, B, C, D and 1, 2. So you can see again it's working. So we have completed our third question. Now let us see the fourth question. So fourth question is to write a program that prompts the user to enter a list of integers. Alright, so again we need to input a list of integers as we are doing in the previous questions as well. The program should use list comprehension to create a list of tuples where each tuple contains an integer and its square if the integer is even. Otherwise, it should contain the integer and its cube. So it's saying if it's even, then we need to square it. If it's odd, then we need to cube it, and like this it should be displayed. So if this is 1, then 1 is an odd number, its cube is 1. It should be enclosed in a tuple, and then 2 even number, so square is 4, 3 odd numbers, so cube is 27, and like this. And these tuples should be added as elements in the list. Okay, so for this, first we will input a list. So let's just input this. Also, it's written here list of integers, so it should be integers. So for this, we need to write a map here, int comma input, and parenthesis close. Now the next thing is we need to check if the element of the list is even or odd. So we use a for loop for x in num list. We'll use if condition if x is divisible by 2, then it's an even number. So we can just comment here even number. And if it's even number, we need to make one tuple where the number and its square is there. So we'll write t is equal to, and in round brackets we will write a variable as x, so x comma x square. And likewise we will make it for odd number as well. So if this is not even, this will be odd, and for odd number we will make the tuple as x comma x cube. Instead of writing x thrice, we can also write x cube. Alright, so we need to append this in a list as well. So new list is empty, and here new list dot append t, and we can just copy this here, and at the last we will print this new list. So let us see. Test cases are 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see this, and this output matches. Then let us try with 5, 6, 7 as well, 10, 11, 12. So 5, 6, 7. Oh, you can see again the output is correct. And next is 10, 11, 12. And again our output is correct. So in this question we had not written in the method which was mentioned in the question, that is list comprehension. So to write a list, write the code in the way list comprehension, that is using the list comprehension, we need to make one list. It will just be a one line program using the list comprehension. List comprehension is basically a compact shortened way of writing codes. So new list and square bracket, then we will write for I in my list, and before this we will give the condition. So if our condition, as you can see here, was if it is divisible by 2 or not. So if I is divisible by 2, and before this will be if this condition is true, then what should be the step further. So if this condition is true, if it's even, then we need to make a tuple with the number and it's a square. If this condition is false, this will be written here, else I comma I cube. So let us run this and see. So it says my list. Okay, we haven't inputted the list, so yeah, exactly. What is this my list, right? So my list should be in. Let us uncomment this and let us just write here num list. So if we run this and now if we see, okay, it's not printed because we haven't written here print new list. Let us print this. Now let us enter 10, 11, 12 and you can see the output. Let us try with one more test case, 5, 6, 7, and this output is also correct. So this was all for the fourth question. Let us move on with the fifth question. Fifth question says to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a set of integers. The program should allow the user to add a new integer to the set, remove an integer from the set if it exists, check if a specific integer is present in the set. So let us understand with the first example. So if we enter 1, 2, 3 separated by spaces, it will take it as a set. Then it asks to write an integer to add to the set. So if we write 4, then it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it asks one integer to remove from the set. So if we say 1, and if 1 exists in the set, then 1 will be removed. Otherwise, it won't be removed if it does not exist, of course. And then it asks to enter an integer to check for membership. So this printed is true present in the set as we have entered 2. So yes, indeed it is present. So it is printed yes. Like in the second example, we say 10 and 10 is not present in the set, so it is printed no. So let's start writing this. Very first thing is to ask the user to enter a set of integers. So this time we have to input a set. So let us name it my set. So my set will be set, and in parentheses we will write similar the way we have written in tuples and list, that is in comma input, and we can just copy this and then we will write dot split. So dot split will be written here, and then our next step is to input an integer to add to the set. So for that we will take one input, enter an integer to add to the set. Now we need to add this integer to the set. For that, we just need to write the name of the set, add, and the variable, which is a. Okay, let's make this E capital. The next thing we can see is to input to remove from the set. So we can make another variable b. We will be writing a int input, enter an integer to remove from the set. And then what we will do is we'll just see if this b is there in my set or not. So we'll write if b in my set. So if this condition is true, then my set dot remove b. If this condition will be false, then it will not go inside this if condition. Okay, so our integer will be removed if it exists in the set. The next thing is to check for membership. So C is, we can better copy this. So it's to check the membership. So like we need to check if this is present or not in the set and it's printed is true present in the set. So for that we need to print is and then the number input by the user present in the set. And then if we will check if C in my set, we will print yes, else we will print no. And we will also print the my set. As you can see here, the set is printed. So print my set. Let us see. So first is 1, 2, and 3. So we have entered the numbers. And then is to input an identity to be added. Okay, so I believe there is some problem. So okay, so one thing is not commented. So this should be commented and let us see this. If we run this and 1, 2, 3, then enter an integer to add to the set 4, then this one is 1 and to check is 2. So can see is 2 present in the set? Yes, 2, 3, 4. So this output is the same as we got here. Now let us check with another one, that is 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8 and then 9, 6 and 10. So as you can see here, our set is 6, 7, 8. Then we set to add 9, so it will be 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we asked one integer to be removed, which is 6. So it will be 7, 8, 9. And we are checking the membership for 10, which is not present in the set. So it said, is 10 present in the set? No. And it printed the final set. If, for example, we write here 6, 7, 8, and we say it to input 9, and then we say to remove 6, and then we check the membership for 6, then you can see again 6 is not present because we removed it from the set, and it's showing the correct answer. Let us also check the third test case. So this one is 11, 13, 199, 11, 13, 199. inserted should be 98, removed should be 0, and to check the membership it's 12. Okay, so let us see. Is 12 present in the set? So as you can see, it's not present, and this is a final result which is the same as the output we should get. So this was all in the very fifth question we did. What we did was to summarize. First, we took input as a set, and then we took another number as input. Then we added it in the set. It took one another number as input. We checked if that number is present in a set or not. If it's present, then we'll just remove it from the set. Then we took a third variable and we input a number to check if it's there in the set or not. We printed this line because it was visible in the test case. And then we have printed if it's there in the set, then yes. If it's not there, then it's not. Using the if condition if C in my set. So let us move ahead with the sixth question. So the sixth question is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a dictionary where each key is a string and each value is a list of integers. So as you can see here, this key is a string and here is a list of integers separated by spaces. The program should use dictionary comprehension to create a new dictionary where each key maps to the sum of the integers in the list. So what this is saying is, like we have inputted 1, 2, 3 here. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. And this is the value of this key that we have entered here. Likewise, if we see the second one, then here we have input x and then 1, 2. So the value of x will be sum of these 1 and 2, which is 3. And here 3 plus 4 is 7. So the value of y is 7 here. So this is how we need to make this program. So first it is just input a dictionary because it's written here prompts the user to enter a dictionary. So first task is to enter a dictionary. Let us name it data. So data is equal to eval. Eval is used when we need the program to identify itself the type of the data we are entering. Like if we enter integer, it will take it as integer. If we enter string, then it will take it as a string. So now we can enter dictionary because the program wants us to input a dictionary. So it will consider it as a dictionary itself. Okay, so inside eval, we'll write input and enter a dictionary. And then what we need to do is we need to use the dictionary comprehension and we need this key to map to the sum of the integers in this list. Okay, so for that we can write as summed dictionary is equal to, here we will use the for loop for key comma value in data dot items. This means that data is our dictionary, which we can name it any other thing as well. We just name the dictionary here as data dot items, every item of a data, key comma value. So every item has one key and one value. So for every key comma value in data dot items, we do like key sum value. So what this means is for every key comma value pair in data dictionary, this summed dictionary, we can name it another thing also. I have written a summed dictionary. This will have key, the same key it had in data, and the value will be sum of all the values of the key in data dictionary, and then we will print this. So this is using the dictionary comprehension. Let us just see if this is correct or not. So here x and 1 2 3. So we can enter a dictionary here, right? So to enter a dictionary, we have to put the curly braces. Then we'll write as a string, and the input is x, and then we will input the list, which is 1 2 3. So 1 comma 2 comma 3, and let us just press enter, and we can see this is our output. This is a desired output as well. Now let us see for other one. If we just run it again, and here this is x12 y34. Okay, so x, and the list is 1 comma 2, and then we'll give a comma, then y is 3 comma 4, and then curly braces close, and then enter. You can see x3 y7, and this is the same as the desired output. Now let us just check the last test case as well. This is x 1210 y 1315. Okay, so let us input it again, x, then list 10 12, and here we'll write y 13 comma 15. Then let's put enter, x22 y28. So these both are the same. So this is how we are taking input of a dictionary, and then using that key value pair of that dictionary to make another dictionary with the same key and the sum of all the values. Alright, so let us move ahead with the seventh question. So seventh question says to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a set of integers. The program should use a function to filter out even numbers and return a set of these even numbers. Okay, so we need to take input of a set of integers separated by spaces. Then we need to filter out the even number. So that is the number divisible by 2. And then we need to return the set of these even numbers. Alright. So first, let us just input. So it will be my set is equal to set, then map int input, and we'll just copy this, and this here we'll write split. So we have taken a set as input. Then what we need to do is we need to filter out even numbers. So we'll write here for x in my set, that is for every element in the set, we need to see if this is divisible by 2, and if it's divisible by 2, it means it's an even number, and even number should be inserted in a new set. So we will make one new set here. Set is created by writing like this, set and parentheses. So we have created an empty new set, and this x, if it's even, should be added to this new set. So new set dot add x, and at the last we will print this new set. Let us run this and see. So here it was 12 13 15, 12 13 15. So 12 is the answer, which is correct. Then 11, 12. Hmm, my bad, I haven't tried. Okay, now let us say 11, 10, 12, 13. Then the answer is 10, 12. And again, if you run the program, 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, then 2, comma 4 is the answer. So all the three answers are correct. That means our code is correct. Now let us move with the further questions. Question 8 is to write a Python program that will ask to input a list from the keyboard and will generate a set consisting of string values present in the input list. So this means that we need to input the list like this. It can contain integers or float value or strings, and then the output should be the collection or the set of the string values. Okay, so at first we need to take input. So this time we will use eval so that the computer can evaluate itself. If it's a string, then it will be considered as a string. If it's integer, then it will be considered as an integer, and so on. So we will say A is equal to, we will create the set of the input values. Here we'll write input, the required list, and here we'll write split. As you can see, we have given the elements with comma, so inside split we can write comma in double quotes. And then what we need to do is we need to generate a set consisting of string values present in this list. So we need to create one more set. So let it be new set. So we are creating an empty set here. New set is set parentheses. And then we'll check if for all x in A. So for loop is used for x in A. So x will take all the values of the elements present in A. So if this type, the type of x is string. If the type of x is string, then we'll just add it to a new set. And at the last, we will print this new set. So let us run this. Our test case is this. So as you can see here, the first one is a string, second one is integer, the third one is float, and the fourth and fifth one are also strings. So you can see ABC and DEF both are the strings, and they're added in the set, and then the set is printed. ABC is coming twice, but in the set we know unique elements are there, and that's why in the set ABC is printed only once. Let us see other as well. Uh, we haven't run the program. Let us run, and now we need to input, and you can see only one is the string here, and that's why it's appended in the set and then it is printed. Let us try the third test case as well. So here 12 and ABC should be added in the set and printed, so it is. Alright, so this is correct. We just compared the type of x with string. If it's a string, then it's added in the set, and then we have printed the set. So it was a simple one. Now ninth question is the do-it-yourself question. If you face any problem with this question, you can refer to the above questions we have discussed, or you can even write it in the comment box. So let us see the third question. Third question is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of numbers and a tuple of characters. The program should then print the first element from the list and the second element from the tuple. So first we need to enter a list of numbers, and then we need to enter a tuple of characters. So first is to input a list, second is to input a tuple, and then we need to print the first element from the list. So this is the first element 1, so it is printed, and then the second element from the tuple. So B is the second element from the tuple and this one is printed. So let us input. This is a do it yourself question. Question number 10. My list is equal to list input enter a list of numbers separated by spaces, and then we will write a split, and similarly when we'll import a tuple as well. So my tup, and here we will input a tuple. Then we need to print the first element from the list and second from the tuple. So before printing, we should check if the length of the list and the tuple. So if length of my list is greater than 1, then we can print, or then we can print the first element, right? Yeah, first element from the list. So we will write here first element from the list, my list, and with index 0. So first element has an index 0, second element has an index 1. So now we need to check the length for the tuple as well. So if the length of the tuple is greater than 2, because we need to print the second element in the tuple. So we will print second element of the tuple as, and here we will print my tup with index 1. Let us run this and see. So first one is 1, 2, 3, 4 and ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4 ABC. So you can see first element from the list is 1, second element of the tuple is B. So this answer matches with this. Now let us see with 10, 20, 30 X, Y, Z. So my bad. Let us run this again. 10, 20, 30 X, Y, Z. We see 10 and Y. 10 and Y is the output, it's correct. And the last one is 5, 6, 7, 8 and alpha, beta, gamma. 5, 6, 7, 8, alpha, beta, gamma. Then you can see 5 and beta is the answer because 5 is the first element, beta is the second element of the tuple. This one is correct. Now let us move ahead to the next question. So 11th question is a do-it-yourself question. It's a easy one. You can check out our previous questions we have discussed till now to solve this one. But first try it yourself. The 12th question is also a do-it-yourself question. Now let us start with the 13th one, which is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a set of integers. The program should allow the user to add the average of all current sets integers to the set, remove the average of two integers from the set if it exists, check if the average of a specific integer and another value is present in the set. So let us understand this with the help of the test case. So enter a set of integers separated by spaces. We have entered 10, 20, 30, 40, so this will be our set. Then it asked to enter the first integer to average for removal. So like if we say 20, then it asks for the second integer if we say 30. Then it will check if the average of 20 and 30, which is 50 divided by 2, 25, is present in the set or not. If it's there in the set, it will remove it from the set. Next thing it will do is enter an integer to check if it's average with another, like this one is 10, this number is 40, so 10 plus 40 is 50, and 50 divided by 2 is 25. So it will check whether the average of these numbers is there in the set or not. So it is printed, is the average of 10 and 40 present in the set? No. Let us see the second one as well. So second is 5, 15, 25, 35 is our set, and then we see the first number is 15, the second number is 35. So 35 plus 15 is 50 divided by 2, which is 25. So 25 is there in the set. So it will just remove 25 from the set, and then it checked the average of 5 and 25, which is the numbers input by the users. So 25 and 5 has an average of 15. So it checked if it's there in the set or not, and it's there. So it printed yes. And you can see 25 and 15 had the average of 25, so 25 got removed from the set. Now let us just code this. So the very first thing is to input the users, input the set of integers. So to input a set of integers, we can just copy this. It will save a time, and this we can write it as my set, and this will be taken as a set. The next thing is to enter the first integer to average for removal. Okay, so it means that we need to input two numbers whose average will be seen if it's there in the list or not. But wait, we missed the first point, which is to add the average of all current sets integers to the set. So input before taking the input of the number whose average should be removed, we need to first add the average of all current sets integers to the set. That is, we need to take the average of all the numbers already present in the set, and that average should be added in the set. So for that we'll use a for loop for x in my set, and we'll just sum it up. We will take the average. Average will be sum divided by the length of my set, and at the last we will just add this average to our set. So let us just run this much program and see. So if we say 1, 2, 3, and 4, which has let us say some another one, because this one is the average will not be an integer. So if we say 10, 20, 30, and 40, 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, so it's showing some error, and yeah, it's because we haven't taken the input as integer. So let us run this again, and if we say 10, 20, 30, and 40, I haven't printed the set, and that's why it's not printed. So let's just input it again, and you can see 10, 20, 30, and 40 are the elements written, and 25 is the average of all the four numbers that is to be added in the set. So this was what written in the first point. We need to add the average, and that we have added in the set. How? First we sum all the numbers present in the set, then we divided it by the length of my set. sum of observation upon number of observations. This is what the formula of average is. Then we added that average into set and then we printed that set. Okay, so there's no need to print the set. Let us comment this and let us move with the second point. Now we need to take the input of two integers from the set and then we need to calculate the average and then remove it from the set. Okay, so let us take the input int input, enter first number to enter first number. Let's just name it like this. Then C will be enter second number. Then we will use the if condition, if B in my set and C in my set. So if both the numbers are present in the set, because if you read carefully, it's written two integers from the set if it exists. Okay, so the integer should be present in the set. So if B in my set, C in my set, and we will calculate, first we need to calculate the average as well. So let us name the variable as BC. So BC is the average, B plus C divided by 2. So if both the integers are there in the set, then we'll just write my set dot remove AB. And also, yes, we need to check if the average is there in the set or not. So we are checking the condition if both B and C are present in the set and also the average of the numbers is present in the set, then that average will be removed. It's not AB, it's BC. Will be removed from my set. So let us see 10, 20, 30 and 40 are the numbers. Then if we say enter first number, that's 10. And if we enter 30, because their average will be 20. Oh, I again forgot to print the set, so let us just print it. So if we say 10, 20, 30 and 40, first number is 10, second number is 30, and as you can see that 10 and 30 has an average of 20 and it got removed from here, and this is our set. Okay, now the next thing we have to do is to check if the average of a specific integer and another value is present in the set. So it means we need to again check input two integers and check if their average is present in the set or not. Then we can copy this one. We can change the name of the variables. For example, let it be D and E. Then DE, that is the average of D. It's just a name of the variable. D plus E divided by 2. So we can see is the average of 10, 40% in the set. So we need to have to print this as the average of, then we'll print D and E present in the set. So we'll write here if DE in my set. So if it's there, the average of D and E are present in the set, then we will print yes. Otherwise, we'll print no. So else print no. And at the last we'll print my set. So now let us run and see this. So our numbers are 10, 20, 30, 40. First number is 20, second is 30, 20, 30, and the letter numbers are 10 and 40. can see is the average of 10, 40%. They said no, 40, 10, 20, 30. So the result we got is the same as this. So what we did in this question was we took an input of the set, and then we calculate the average of all the values present in the set. We added that average to the set. Then we input two other values and checked their average. If all the three numbers, that is the numbers input by the user and the average of those two numbers are present in the set, then we will remove that average from the set. Then we took input of two other numbers and calculated their average. And then we had to print if the average of those numbers are present in the set or not. If it's there in the set, then we print yes. Otherwise, we have to print no. And then at the last, we have to print the set itself. Let us now solve the 14th question. The 14th question is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a dictionary where keys are strings and values are integers. The program should add a new key value pair to the dictionary, reverse the order of the keys, create a key value pair if it exists. So let us understand this using this first test case. So first we should ask the user how many number of key value pairs should be there in the dictionary. Then we will take input of the key and value one by one, and then we'll also ask the user to enter one more key to the dictionary and its value, and then and then at the last we'll ask to enter a key to delete from the dictionary. And what exactly we need to do is, first we need to create one empty dictionary, and then we need to ask the user about the number of key value pairs the user wants to enter. Then we should take input from it and create one dictionary. After creating the dictionary, then only we can reverse the strings. So like this, you can see cat is written like tag, dog is written dog is not written here because we deleted it here when it asked to delete a key. Bird is written as strip and so on like this. So we need to reverse the order of the keys. Then we will ask one key and value pair to be added to the dictionary, and then we'll ask one to be deleted. So let us start. First thing is to create an empty dictionary. Now we'll take one input from the user, int input, and we'll write here enter number of key value pairs. And then we will use the for loop to run over this range of n, and then we'll take input of the key. So k is input, enter a key string, and then we will reverse this key using the list. So we will create one more variable named as t, then we will write list k. Then we'll reverse it. How to reverse? We just write t dot reverse. Thereafter we'll make again it as a string by writing k is equal to double quotes dot join t. Let us just print this so that it can be more clear. So this is print k, then this is also k, and here we need to print d. Okay, so let us run this and see. Let us say we need to enter two key value pairs. So first will be cat. So you can see cat is printed because we input this. Here it's print k itself. Then it is d is list k and print d. So in this cat, all the letters of the cat are printed inside a list as elements. Then we reversed it, so it became TAC, and then we joined it again as a string using this dot join, so it came as tag. Okay, so if we enter a key that is 2, then you can see this 2 also. Okay, we haven't taken input for a value, so now the next thing is to take input of the value. It will be an integer, so enter a value, and here in bracket we'll write integer. Then the next thing is to set this key and value as a pair. So this is right now just a variable b, just not the value of this key. So for that we'll writing the name of the dictionary, and then in square bracket key is equal to value. So now it is a key value pair. Let us run this and see. So if we say 2 cat, and if we now enter integer 12, let's say, then here is dog and 23, let's say. So you can see it took input of the key as well as the value. We can just comment this now because we just have to print the final dictionary. Now let us see what's the next thing. We have reverse order the keys. Next thing is to add a new key value pair to the dictionary. To add a new key value pair, we can just copy this program because we need to just run it once. Or we can even do one more thing. We can change the range here. We can change it to n+1. So it will be the same thing. So we have taken one more key from the user. We have reversed it and changed it into string, and then we have taken the value to it, and then we had set it to as a key value pair because it was written to add a new key value pair to the dictionary. So instead of writing this again, you can just write it a +1, but it's fine if you have written it again. Now the next thing is to delete a key value pair if it exists. Okay, so to delete, we need to take input from the user, enter a key to delete. Here also we can just change this. We can write as enter key to add, and here we can say enter value to add. Okay, because this is a extra key value pair that we want to add. Okay, all right. So now we need to remove this, and so we will be using the pop method. So my dict, that is the name of a dictionary, dot pop r. So r is a variable or the key that the user will input. And at last we need to print our dictionary. So let us run this and see. Enter number of key value pairs. So let it be 2 cat, and we'll write it 12. Then we can write bird 56, and then this is the extra key value pair fish, then 34. Then if we say to delete is fish. Alright, so it's giving some error, that is mydict.popr. So let us see. So here it's showing error mydict.popr. So the mistake here is that we are removing the element r from here. And what is r? R was fish that we have given. But we already reversed the key, so it won't be stored as fish in the dictionary. Instead, it would be HSIF. So we need to reverse this R to remove it from the dictionary. So we can do it in a similar way we have done here. So E is equal to list R. Then we can write E dot remove, and then I'll just write R is equal to double quotes dot join E. I think this should work now. Let us see. Let us now enter the values given here. So this one is 3. This is cat 1, dog 2, bird. This is 3, and this is fish. This is 4, and the last one is dog. So e dot remove. Let me see. My bad. It was reverse. It is not remove. It is reverse because it was to reverse the list. Let us do it one more time. So 3, then is cat 1, then is dog 2, then bird 3, fish 4, and the one to be deleted is dog. So you can see this dictionary is printed and it is the same as this one. So now our program is working correctly, and what have we done here is we created an empty dictionary, then we take an input of the number of key value pairs that the user wants in the dictionary. We use the for loop that many times, and then we have taken input of the key and the value, and by one we reverse the key here itself and add it to the dictionary. Then we added one more key value pair as per the question. Then we took input of one more key whose key value pair is to be deleted, and we can just check this with one more example. Let's try the third one. So the third one is to enter number of key value pairs is 1. This one is a school. Then it's 10, college, and this is 20. And the one to be deleted is a school. So we can see this and this are same, and so our program is working correctly. Let us comment this and move to the next question. So the next question, you can do it yourself. You just need to filter out the odd numbers and return the set. Let us move on to the 16th question, which is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter two sets of integers. The program should compute and print the number of common elements, that is intersection, and the number of unique elements in both sets combined. So for this, we need to input first set of integer, a second set of integer, and then we need to check the number of common elements. So the number of common elements is 4, 5 here, 4, 5 here. So that means two number of elements are common, and that's why here it's written 2. Then what is the next thing is to check the number of unique element in both sets combined. So this means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 elements total which are unique when we combine both of the sets. So 8 is here. Now let us start this. I suppose this question number 16. Yes. So we'll just create one set. We'll take the input. So we need integers this time. enter set 1, and we can just copy this. So this one is to enter set 2, and we name the variable as b. Now we want the intersection of both the sets. So for intersection, we can just write c is equal to a dot intersection and in parenthesis b. That is, c is the intersection of both a and b. We can print c to check if this much code is working correctly. So first one is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's some error, and yeah, error is because we haven't written dot split. So it did not split and it did not made a set. Now let us run and see. So it showed the common elements, that is 3 and 4. So it's working fine. Now let us move ahead. The thing we had to print it is the number of the common elements. So the number of common elements can be calculated using the length of the C set. So D is equal to length C, and then we will print number of common elements are and they are D. The next thing is to see the number of unique elements in both sets combined. So basically we need to combine both the sets, and then we can see the length of that set, because in one set only the unique number of elements are there. Like if you write 1, 2, 3, 1 in a set, then it will take it as 1, 2, 3 only. It always has unique number of elements. So for taking the union, we can just write a dot union b, and then we can just take the length of e, and thereafter we can print number of unique elements in both sets combined, and here is f. So let us print this and see. So let us take the test case from here. So this is 1 to 5 and this is 4 to 8. So 1 to 5 and 4 to 8. So you can see number of common elements are 2 and unique elements are 8. So this is fine. Let us apply this one. So this is 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 20, 25, 5, 10, 20, 25. So the common elements are 2 and this one is 5. So 2 and 5. The second test case, you can try it yourself. Now let us move further. So this question is to take input a list of numbers and a tuple of characters, and you have to print the certain given element of the list and tuple. So we can do it yourself. Let us move to the next question, which is question number 18. This one is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of integers and a tuple of 2 strings. The program should append the sum of the list elements to the list and create a dictionary entry where the tuple is the key and sum is the value. So basically what we need to do is, first we need to enter a list of integers. So 1, 2, 3. Then we need to enter 2 strings, that is A, B. Then what we need to do is, we need to append the sum of the list elements to the list. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So it is added to this list 1, 2, 3 and 6. And then we need to create a dictionary entry where the tuple is the key and sum is the value. So this is a dictionary entry where tuple is the key. So tuple is this, which we took input AB. So this is the key and this is the value. Value is the sum or the last element of the list. So we need to create this dictionary as output. So let us start. Question 18. Um, the first thing was to enter a list of integers. So we need to take the input. So my list is equal to list map int comma input, and input will be enter a list of integers separated by spaces. And then we'll need to write dot split. We also need to input the tuple. So tuple is input, and we do not need to keep it integer, because you can see here A and B are given by the user, which are not integers. So input enter two strings separated by space, here dot split. Then now the next thing is to append the sum of the elements of the list in the list itself. So we need to calculate the sum now. So sum is equal to 0. Then for I in my list, that is every element, we need to take one by one and add it to the sum as we have already done above. And then we'll just append this sum inside the list. So my list dot append sum. Then we have to print my list as we saw in the test case. Now let us see the next thing. Next thing is to make this tuple as a key, and value is the last element of the list or the sum of the list. So we need to make a empty dictionary. We need to make an empty dictionary, and then we need to write dict and the key. Key is a tuple and the value. So value is our sum or the last element of the list. So my list with index -1. And then we need to print dictionary. So let us run this. So now let us see what has to be taken input. So given input 1, 2, 3, A, B. So we can see the list as well as this dictionary is printed. Let us try with other test cases. So this one is 555 and XY, 555 and XY. So the sum is 15 and this is printed. This is correct. Let us try the third one as well. 10, 20, 30, name 1, name 2. So 10, 20, 30, name 1 and name 2. So this is printed, which is correct. Well, let us move to the next question. So this is to write a Python program that will ask you to input a list of integers on a single line and will print the max of all numbers present in the list. So you need to just input this list, and the maximum of this is 4, so this should be printed. Likewise in all the test cases you can see. So this you can do it yourself. If you find any problem, you can watch my other videos to get an idea how to calculate the maximum of all numbers, or how to use the methods of list. And if you still face issues, then you can comment below. Let's see the 20th question. So this is, you need to print the cube of all odd numbers present in this list without changing the order of arrangement. So you need to first see which all numbers are odd, and then you need to calculate its cube, and you have to make a list of those numbers. And the next question is, you need to calculate the average of all the numbers to the set, and then you have to add it to the list. You have to remove the average of two integers given by the user, and you have to again take two numbers input by the user, and you have to check if its average is present in the set or not. So this also you can do it yourself. The next question is similar to the question we did just now, that is to add a key value pair to dictionary, reverse the order of keys, and delete the key value pair if it exists. This is for practice. The next question is to you need to take a set as input and also another set, then you need to calculate the intersection, the number of unique elements, and even you have to print the common elements. Now let us solve question number 24. So this is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a set of integers. The program should use a function to filter out numbers greater than 10 and return a set of these numbers. Alright, so this is the set of integers separated by spaces 5, 12, 8, 15, 3. Now what we have to do is we need to filter out numbers greater than 10. So 10 greater than 10 are 12 and 15, and we need to write the set of this. Next is 2, 7, 9, and there is no number greater than 10, so this is printed. This one is 20, 30, 5, 10, 50, and greater than 10 is 20, 30, and 50. So the set of these numbers are printed. So let us write this one. This is 24. Question number 24. We will make one set an empty set. So new set is this, and we will input a set. So set map, then int input, enter integers separated by spaces, and here we will write dot split. And we need to filter out the numbers greater than 10. So for that we'll use for x in my set. If x is greater than 10, then we can just append this or add for set. So the method is add in sets, and the method is append while we are using the list. So new set dot add x, and thereafter we need to print this set. So print new set. So the numbers are 5, 12, 8, 15, 3. 5, 8, 12, 15, 8, and 3. So 12 and 15 is the answer. Now let us try this. 20, 30, 5, 10, 50. 20, 30, 5, 10, 50. So our answer is correct. Let us try this also, where none of the numbers is greater than 10. So here it is printed set. It means it's an empty set. Okay, so let us see the next question. 25th is you have to take input of a list of strings and a couple of integers, and you have to print the certain number of elements, like the first element of the list and the last element of the tuple. This you can do it yourself. Next question is certain number of integers should be taken as input, and you have to print the minimum of all numbers this time. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 has a minimum of 1, 10 and 10, 0, 1 has a minimum of 0. And if it's minus 10, then the output should be minus 10 here. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the minimum is 1. The next question is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of integers and a tuple of two strings, and you have to append the multiplication of list elements to the list, and then create a dictionary where the tuple is the key and multiplication is the value. So that means that 1 into 2 into 3 is 6, so you have to append this into the list and the value will be that 6. This tuple will be input by the user. So first you have to take a list as input, just like 555, then a tuple xy, then you have to multiply all these three, add it to the list, and then make it as a value in a dictionary where the key is the tuple inserted or given input by the user. So now let us see the next question. Write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of tuples. Each tuple contains a string and a list of integers. The program should create a new list of tuples where each tuple contains the string and the maximum value from the list of integers. So first we have uh, taken input from the user to how many number of tuples he wants. So that is 2. Then we have taken input the value of the string value of tuple 1. Then we have taken the another one which is 1 comma 2, like 1 comma 2 has a maximum 2, I mean between 1 and 2 maximum value is 2, so it is the value of this item 1. Then we have taken another input which we have given item 2. The numbers are 3 and 4. Out of 3 and 4, the maximum one is 4, so it is item 2 comma 4. So let us solve this. So for this, first we have to take input, enter the number of tuples, and then what we have to do is we have to give the range in to the for loop, and then we have to take input of this, the string value and the value of that string. For I in range A, B is input, enter string value. For the tuple, or we can just write enter string value, and then we need to input the list of integers because we need to compare which one is greater. So int input, enter space separated integers, and we'll write dot split as well, and then we need to check which one is greater. So D will be that maximum of C, and we can just make the tuple here. So D will be a tuple, so tuple will have a round bracket, B will be its first value and maximum of C will be its second value of the tuple, and this is printed as a list, so we can make one list. So D list, let's say, and here we will just append D in D list. Then we will print this list. What have we done here is, this is list, right? What have we done here is we have taken the number of tuples as input first, and then accordingly we use the for loop in that range. Then we ask for the string value and the list of integers. We compare the list of integers, which one is maximum, just using directly this max of c. We created a tuple named as t, which has b comma max c as the values, and then we append or added these tuples in a list. You can name d list or you can name it as my list, anywhere you want. Then we printed that list. Now let us see. So this one, let us just write the same example. So this is 2, this is item 1. The numbers are 1 comma 2. Then this one is item 2, and this is 3 4. So item 1 comma 2 and item 2 comma 4. So this one is printed in a list. So tuples are there within a list. Let us try with another one. This is 1, this is alpha, 10 20. So you can see alpha comma 20 is printed, as you can see it here. If we try this one as well, so the value here is 3, then x 7 8, then is y 1 6, then must be z, and this one is 1 9. So if we see x8, y6 and z9 is printed, because out of 7 and 8, 8 is the maximum value, 1 and 6, 6 is the maximum, and out of 1 and 9, 9 is the maximum value. So this one is printed. Now let us move further. Question number 29 is to write the Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of integers. The program should use list comprehension to create a list of tuples where each tuple contains an integer and its multiple of 3 if the integer is odd. Otherwise, it should contain the integer and its multiple of 5. So basically, like we have entered here 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1 is an odd number. So its multiple of 3, that is 3. Then 2 is an even number, so multiplied by 5, that is 10. 3 odd, so 3 into 3 is 9. 4 even, so 4 into 5 is 20. So likewise, we have to print this. So first, let us enter list. This is problem 29. So we'll write C is equal to list map int input enter space separated integers and here write split. Now we need to check if the number is odd or it's even. So for that, we need to take each element from the list of for x in C. If x is divisible by 2, then we name one more variable, so let it be d is equal to 5 into x, and then e is x comma d. Why? Because we can see inside the list here is tuple here, so there are 4 tuples inside the list, so we here made a tuple with x comma d. So like if x is divisible by 2, for example, if it's 2, like we can here, then d will be 10 and the tuple will be 2 comma 10. And likewise, we will write the else condition if the number is odd. So if the number is odd, it should be multiplied by 3 and a tuple should be made with x comma d. But we also need to append this in a list, so let us create my list and we'll just append here my list dot append can copy this here as well. If you run this, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I forgot to print it. Yeah. So print my list. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can see this is the same as written here. Let us try this with 8, 9, 10. So 8, 9, 10. So this is the same again. So we have completed our question number 29 as well. Let us now continue with question number 30. Write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of strings and a tuple of integers. The program should sort the list of strings in ascending order and transform the tuple into a list of its squares. So what basically we need to do in this question is, first we need to input a tuple and this list of strings, and then the list of strings should be correctly assembled in the ascending order like this: B, C, and D. Like here it's banana, apple, cherry. So A, B, C like this in alphabetical order. And we need to print the squares of the elements of the tuple like 1, 2, 3. So this is printed with squares. So this is a list and this is also a list. Whereas in the input this is a list and this will be a tuple. Alright, so let us first take input. So let it be C is equal to list input enter space separated strings and we will split it. Next is the tuple, so let it be D equals to tuple. It will be a tuple of integers, so it will be int comma input enter integer tuples, and here it will be split. A parenthesis is missing here, and now it's fine. So the next thing we need to do is we need to arrange it in ascending order. Arrange the list that is input by the user. So this means we have to sort the C list. So C dot sort, and then we can simply print this list. Let us run it and see. So we need to enter string. So it will be cat, dog, and what was the third one? It was bat. So you can see it got arranged like B, C, D, and D in alphabetical order. So this one is correct. Now we need to print the squares of the elements of the tuple inside a list. So for that, what we need to do is first we need to make an empty list. Then for every element in the tuple, that is, we will write for x in D, we'll make one new variable f, which is x square. So we need to square every element, store it in f, and this f should be stored in the empty list we made. So my list dot append f, and at the last we need to print my list. So let us run it and see. So this will be apple, banana, orange, cherry, and for integer it can be 1, 2, 3. So you can see apple, banana, cherry, orange. It is arranged ascending order, and 149, which is the square of these elements, got printed in a list. Let us try with more examples. If it's orange, kiwi, and 7, 8. Orange, kiwi, 7, 8. Then you can see this is printed like this, and there's a 49 and 64, which is correct. So now let us move on to the next question. Question 31 is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of dictionaries. Each dictionary contains a string key and a list of integers. The program should calculate the average of the integers for each dictionary and return a new dictionary with the original keys and the squares of calculated averages. So what exactly we need to do in this is, first we need to enter the number of dictionaries we want. So let it be 2. Then enter string key for dictionary 1. So A, then space separated integers for key, that is the value of the key, which is 1 and 2. Then here we have entered B, and this one is 3 and 4. Then we need to enter, this is the second example, so we need to enter the number of dictionaries again, which is 1. Then C, we have entered in 10, 20, 30. So what's exactly the output? Output is 1 plus 2, which is 3, 3 by 2, which is 1.5, and square of 1.5 is 2.25. Then 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 by 2 is 3.5, and square of 3.5 is 12.25, which is written here. So A is the key, and the value is the sum of all the space separated integers divided by 2, that is average, and square of that. Alright, so let us start writing. So the first thing we have to do here is to take input from the user, enter the number of dictionary. And then is enter string key for dictionary 1. So first we will run it in the range of n. So for I in range n, I will take the input of key and a value. So k is input, enter the string key, and we'll also take the input of a value. So v is list, and it should be integers as given in the question. So map int comma input, enter list. Here we need to write dot split. Now the next thing we see here is that we need to sum both of these and then divide with the length of the list and then square it. So sum will be 0, this is a variable, and then for every element of the list, for x and v, sum plus is equal to v, and then our average will be sum divided by length of v, that is the length of the list, which will give us the number of elements. So the sum of all observation divided by number of observations. This is what average is. Now we need to add that value as a key of the list. So my dict, my bad, not list, but as the dictionary. So my dict with k as key, and its value will be average square. So this is small a. Average square is the value of this key k. We simply just calculated the sum here and we calculate the average by this, and then we just square the sum average because we wanted it here as a value. Okay, and here we need to just print this mydate, but we haven't defined this mydate. First of all, we need to define it as an empty list above, and then here we will print mydate. There can be a confusion here. Why is sum equal to 0 written here instead of here? Why is it not written here? Why is it written here? And this is because every time we need a different value of the sum. Like here it's 1 and 2. So we need the sum of this, and then we'll take average and square and so on and we'll print here. Then 3 and 4 we need a different sum of this, and then its average and then the square. So this and this should not be missed, and that's why sum equals to 0. It's written inside this for loop. Alright, so let us run this. It was 2, then A, 1, 2. It's showing some error. Let us see what's the error. So it says that we are adding integer and list. Okay, so here it should not be V, it should be X. So if you read the error carefully, you will be able to identify the error in your program. Number of dictionaries 2, string A, 1 and 2, then B, 3, 4. So you can see this output is similar to this one. Let us check this with the third test case. The third one is this. So the number of dictionaries is 3. And here it is x78. The second string key is y. This one is 1, 2, 3. Third string key is z, and this one is 4. So let us see. 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, and 7.5 square is 56.25. So it matches with this. Likewise, you can check here. Let me just see. Yeah, this is same as this one, so our output is correct. So let us move on to question number 32. Question number 32 is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of tuples where each tuple contains a string and a list of integers. The program should use map and reduce to compute the total sum of all integers across all tuples and the length of all strings concatenated. So basically what's written here is, first we need to input the number of tuples, that is 3 say. Then we need to enter the string value for tuple 1, which is A. Then space separated integers for tuple 1, which is 11. Then for B, it's 21 and 31. For C, it's 41, 51, 61. What we need to print here is this 216 is the sum of all space separated integer values for all the tuples, like 11 plus 21 plus 31 plus 41 plus 51 plus 61. If we add all these 6 numbers, then we will get 216, 216. And this third one is the length of all strings concatenated. That means A, B, C, these three. So A, the length is 1, B again length is 1, and C also length is 1. Summing up all, we get 3. Let us see for the second one. So here the number of tuples is 2. Then we input Python 10, 20, programming 30, 40. So here we need to add 10 plus 20, which is 30, 30 plus 30 is 60, 60 plus 40 is 100. So we have printed it here. Next thing is Python programming. So Python has 6 as length and programming has 11. So 11 plus 6, which is 17. So 17 is printed here. So this is what we need to do in this program. Let us start writing. First, we need to enter the number of tuples to be inputted by the user. So enter the number of tuples. Then the next thing is we need to start the for loop for I in range A. And here we will input this first term of the tuple and the second term of the tuple. So first one is a string value and second is an integer value. So T1, that is term 1, is input, enter string value for the tuple. And then term 2 will be to enter the space separated integers. So for that we'll writing list because we have to make the list as we want the sum of all the elements of that list. So list map int input enter space separated integers for the tuple, and here we'll split it. Dot split. Alright, so the next task is to sum up all these values. So for that we have to make a new variable sum. Sum is 0 here, and here we need to sum all the values. So we want every element from T2, that is for x in T2. We need to sum up all the values. So sum plus is equal to x, and then what we want is we want the length, sum of length of all these values. So we can make one more variable here. Count is equals to 0. Then this count we can write as a sum of all the lengths of T1. That is, when T1 is Python, then count will be 0 plus 6, which is 6. Then when T1 will be programming, then count will be 17 because it will be 6 plus 11. And here, what have we done is T2 is like 1 and 2 first. So x will be 1, sum will be 1. When x is 2, sum will be 1 plus 2, which is 3. Then again, T2 will be like 4 and 3. Then when x will be 4, this will be 3 plus 4, which is 7. And when x will be 3, then it will be 7 plus 3. Like this, we can calculate all the sum of the space separated integers. So we have calculated it. The next thing is to print this. And also it's written where each tuple contains a string and a list of integers. So we haven't made it a tuple yet. So we can make it a tuple. My tup is equal to T1 comma T2. So we can even print our tuple, or we can just print sum and the count. Let us run this and see. So here the number of tuples is 3. String values A, then 11, B, then it's 21 and 31, then C, and it's 41, 51 and 61. 41, 51 and 61. So you can see we got the correct output. Let us try with one more example. Let us see the third one. So here it's 1, computer and the value is 1525. So you can see our output is 40 and 8, which is the same. So our program is correct. I'll just move ahead. So the next question, you can do it yourself. It's similar to one we already discussed above. Question number 34 is also easy. You just have to reverse these. Add a new key value pair to dictionary, reverse order of keys, and delete one pair. So you can take the help of test cases and see if your code is correct or not. Then this question is to enter a list of numbers and a tuple of characters. You should print the first element from the list and first element from the tuple. So it is also an easy one. And this question is to input a list of integers and a tuple of two strings. So here, as you can see, here are the strings of tuple. Here take an input, and here is a list of integers. You have to take input, and based on it, you have to set its value, sum of these numbers, and here the key will be the tuple itself. So let us now discuss question number 37. This is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of integers and a tuple of characters. The program should alternate between the elements of the list and tuple and print the result as a new list. Okay, so like if it is 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, then the first element of the list should be 1, second should be A, 2, B, 3, C, and like this alternatively. So let us start. First, we have to take input. So let us say L is list. List should be integers. So here we can write enter list dot split. Then it's a tuple, then tuple should be characters, that is strings. So here we'll write enter tuple dot split. The next task is to print them alternatively. So first method can be if the length of the list and the tuple is same. So we can see that n is equal to length of L, and we can put the condition like if length of L is equal to length of T, then for I in range n, we can print one by one. Like instead of printing, we can add it in a list because this is shown in a list. So we have to make a new list, an empty list, and here we will just append the element in the list. So and at the last we will print the new list. So new list L with index I, then new list dot append. Here it will be tuple because we want it alternatively, and at the last we will print the new list. So let us run this. 1, 2, 3. This is A, B, C. So we can see it is printed correctly. Let us check one more. This is 100, 200, XY. 100, 200, XY. 100x, 200y. So likewise, you can do this, but it will only run when the length of list and the tuple is same. For example, if it's 1, 2, 3 and this one is AB, then you can see it printed an empty list. But we wanted to print 1 comma A comma 2, comma B. Then, so for that, we can write this again. We can comment this, and what exactly the logic we will use when the lengths are not the same is we can see the minimum length, like length is equal to minimum of the length of the list and the length of the tuple. So when we will see the minimum of both the lengths, we can use this in the for loop. Like this program will be the same here. So this time for loop will run in the length range. That is, if the length of list is 3 and the length of tuple is 2, then this length variable will have a value of minimum of 3 and 2, which is 2. So the for loop will run the range of 2. It does not require the length of list and tuple to be same. Let us run this. See if this is 1, 2, 3 and this is A, B. Then you can see 1A, 2B is printed. Let us try if it's 1, 2 and tuple is A, B, C. Then again you can see it has printed correctly. So there are several ways to write a code. We'll just move on. So Asian 38 is you need to input a set of integers separated as spaces, and then you have to filter out the even numbers and you have to return the set of the even numbers. And this says question 39, write a Python program that prompts the user to enter a list of integers. The program should return a list of tuples where each tuple contains an integer and a string, even or odd, based on whether the integer is even or odd. That is, if the list of integers separated as spaces input by the user is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then in a tuple you have to print 1 comma odd because it's an odd number. In second tuple, that is the second element of the list, you have to print 2 comma even because it's an even number, and like this. So there are tuples inside a list. So first we have to input the list. So for that you can just write my list is equal to list map, and it should be integers input enter list dot split, and then we need to check if it's odd or even. So for I in my list, that is, we need to check every element of my list. If it's even, that is, it is divisible by 2, then it should make a tuple wherein I should also be there as the first element and second element should be even. And we'll also give else condition, that is if it's odd. So in odd number, the tuple should have I comma odd like this. But we need to print it as a list. So we can make an empty list here. Have to give another name, new list. Here we can append this new list dot append tup, and here also new list dot append tup, and at the last we can print this new list. So let us see. Oh, so we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Showing some error, and you can see it's a typing mistake. So it should be append double P. If we enter the list, you can see the result is correct. If we see with mole letters numbers, and again it's correct. Let's try with 100, 200, 600. So all are even numbers and it's printed correctly. So let's move on to the last question of this lecture. This is to write a Python program that prompts the user to enter two dictionaries where keys are strings and values are integers. The program should merge these dictionaries, updating the values of overlapping keys by subtracting the value of the second dictionary from the first. So this is a good question in which we need to first take input from the user of the number of key value pairs the first dictionary should have. So let's say it is 2. Then we have given the key and the value A1, B2. Then we in, given input of the number of key value pairs for the second dictionary. So it's 2. Then C with value -3 and D with value -4. So if there should be must and it should be visible like this in the output as a merged dictionary. And what's it is written in the last line? Updating the values of overlapping keys by subtracting the value of the second dictionary from the first. Like if it's um let me write here. For example, if in the very first dictionary it's a comma 1 and in the second dictionary it's a comma of 0, then in the most dictionary it should be a comma 1 minus 0, which is 1. So for the first dictionary it is a comma 1, second is a comma 0, so the key is same in both. So the most dictionary should have 1 minus 0, which is 1. Like if it's 10, this one is 5, then this one will be 5 as well. 10 minus 5 is 5. If this one is 6, then this one is 4. So it's according to the keys. If the keys are same, then the values should be subtracted. Alright, so let us see this how to make this program. First we need to take input from the user. A is int input, enter the number of items in first dictionary, and then we need to use the for loop for I in range A. We'll take input of the key and the value. So K is input, enter the key, and V is input, enter the value. So we need a key and a value. Then we'll make one dictionary. Let us name it fdict, which is first dictionary. We'll set it as a key value pair. So fdict k is equal to v. So v will be the value of key k. This the first step is done. Now we need to move to the second step. So the second one is to enter the number of key value pairs for the second dictionary. So we can even just copy this and we can change it a bit, like this variable can be b, so this range is also b. These are under the for loop, so it can be same, and the dictionary can be second dictionary fdict. You can name it. So we have successfully made a dictionary. The next thing is to merge them. We can comment here second dictionary and this one is first dictionary. Now we need to merge it. The merge dictionary. So for merging it, you can say if the value of the keys are same. Like for key in second dictionary, you can use another follow if condition, that if k in f tick. By this we can just see if the keys are same in x tick and f tick, then what it will do is it will just change the value in f tick, and what should be the value, the subtraction of both. So f tick k minus integer value of s tick k. We need to write here int because the value here is not be taken in integer. If we directly write here integer, then we do not have to write here integer. So it's all our wish whether to write it here or here. It will be fine anyway. So we have written that if the keys in both the dictionaries are same, then it will be the subtraction of the values, else it should be the same as the value. And at the last, we need to print this. So our merge dictionary is fdict only, like we have modified the first dictionary to become a merge dictionary. So we have checked the condition of the keys are same, then its value will be subtraction of both the values in both of the dictionaries, otherwise it will be the same as it is. So let us run this and see. So this one is true, A1, B2, and let us see for the second dictionary. Okay, I haven't changed this. I should have written it second dictionary. C minus 3, D minus 4. So we have successfully created a first dictionary, and there's some problem because we have written here minus 3, but it's showing here minus 4. So let us just see. First of all, let us change this now. Mm, Okay, so what I've written is if the keys are same, then it should print the subtraction of both, else should print V. Alright, so the problem is here because it should not print V, instead it should print the value already in the second dictionary. Like V is a variable, its value is varying again and again, right? So that's why C was taking minus 4 because it is the last value we had. Like minus 4 was stored in V, and we had written that if it is not in the first dictionary and it is in the second dictionary, then it should have the value V. But it should not have the value V. Instead, it should have the value what is already stored in that particular key in the second dictionary. So if we just run it again, B is 2, then 2. And here C minus 3, D minus 4. So now you can see it is showing the correct output. Let us now check it for other things. If we say A is 10 and B is 2, and here we give A is 6, let us say. You can even give it 5, but 10 minus 6 is 4, so 4 should print it. And here we will give C is minus 10. So we can see it has given correctly here. You can try one more, like if the element is 1 in the first dictionary and number of key value pairs, and if in second dictionary it's 2, then W be 4 and S be 4, then we can see the values are same, but it does not affect the dictionary, or the dictionary is printed correctly. So this was our last question, and it was all for this video. Keep practicing, keep learning. Happy coding.